Hello everyone, this is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting video. In this video, I'm going to be playing some AI Dungeon 2. This is Jet, Starlight, and Zana, Fairy Monster Hunters, episode number 14. If you guys have not watched episodes number 1 through 13, I highly recommend that you do by hitting up the series playlist in the description box below or in the end card of this video. If you guys would like to read the story in full on the AI Dungeon website, I'll have a link to that in the description box as well. Also, if you guys would like to talk about the series in the comment section below or on our Discord, feel free to do so. I'll have a link to the Discord in the description box below. Without further ado, let's start off episode 14 by reading the last action from the previous episode. You say, "I'm still here for you, Zana. Tell me more about your day. I'll go to sleep after we finish talking." Zana lays her head back on your shoulder and you cuddle up again. "Okay," she says. "It was a nice day." You go to bed together, happy to have each other, and part of the same team. Okay, so I'm going to wake up and go eat breakfast with the rest of the Monster Hunter Guild at the inn. Well, I guess I don't have to say at the inn. We're already at the inn. You wake up and go eat breakfast. You say, "Good morning, Zana." Zana says, "Hello, honey." Zana is wearing a red dress with black stockings and high heels. Zana says, "I made sure to dress up for you today." Ooh. Let's see. Thank you. I appreciate it. Are you ready for breakfast? Well, I guess we're at breakfast. We're at breakfast like right now. So I'm just gonna say thank you. I appreciate it. You look nice. Zana says, "You look quite dapper yourself." Zana has her arms around you. You're happy to be with her right now. Zana says, "Let's go to the dining room together." Are we not eating breakfast currently? We're currently eating breakfast. Okay, let's see. So you and Zana are eating breakfast together with the rest of the Monster Hunter Guild. Just took a quick moment to update the story summary. Okay. Were we not already in the dining room? I'm gonna get rid of the part where it says, let's go to the dining room together. Excuse me. Because we already started eating breakfast. So now I'm going to finish breakfast and check the mail for new Monster Wanted posters. Because I want to take on the next monster with the highest bounty. We're now just going to do like big bounty monster hunts. That's going to be like the big focus. Zana goes with you to the mailroom. You reach the mailroom and see a large pile of letters addressed to the Hunters Guild. Okay. Look for the Monster Wanted poster with the largest bounty. You see a large wanted poster that says, "The Grand Wizard, $5 million bounty. The Grand Wizard is the ruler of the Kingdom of Kazmir." Oh, shoot. My goodness. For one, change it from dollar, because we don't do dollars here. Gold bounty. Wow. That's an insane number. I don't think we've ever seen something that was worth like 5 million before. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna go to Big Cayman's office and ask him to write a report on the Grand Wizard's weaknesses, powers, and common locations. Cool. Goodness, that's actually wild. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. You walk to Big Cayman's office. He is eating a large bowl of chili in front of his desk. You knock on the door and he says, "Come in." Big Cayman is a large, muscular man with long brown hair. I mean, that sounds right. So I'm going to do what I did 2 seconds ago. I'm going to copy and paste the last thing. And instead of saying ask him, I'm just going to say ask Big Cayman. I need to know, Big Cayman. We're going to hunt this guy as soon as we can. So it's having me walk to his office again. Retry that. We don't need to walk to his office again. We're already there. Big Cayman says, "Okay, I'll get to it right away." You leave his office. Zana leaves yours. You tell Zana you're going to talk with the rest of the guild members. Nope, I'm not going to leave his office. So I'm going to go back and take out everything after Big Cayman says he'll get to it right away. Okay. So now I'm going to wait for Big Cayman to finish writing the report on the Grand Wizard. I'm excited. That bounty's huge. Big Cayman says, "Done." You read the report. The Grand Wizard, real name Golumpus Fencer, is a large man with a black beard. He wears a black robe and a golden crown. You read the section of the report titled Weaknesses. I need to know what his weaknesses are, and his powers, and his common locations. Let's see. So I have to update the story summary. So now I am reading Big Cayman's report on the Grand Wizard to learn about the Grand Wizard's weaknesses, powers, and common locations. Wanted for questioning on 9/11 terrorist attacks, the Grand Wizard has a habit of spying on beautiful women. He uses his wizard powers to turn himself into a horsefly to spy on them in the shower. He also uses his powers to stalk them in the night. I'm going to retry that because, for one, the 9/11 reference is quite random, and two, because I wanted to read about his weaknesses specifically, not his powers. The Grand Wizard is weak against gold and weapons. He's weak against magic. He's strong against physical attacks and against non-physical attacks. What? He's strong against all attacks, apparently. I like how it was like he's strong against physical and non-physical attacks, but he's weak against golden weapons and magic, so I'm assuming magical golden weapons would screw him over. But anything other than that, it sounds like he's fine. Nothing's gonna get him. Zana walks in and says, "What you reading?" Let's see, I'm gonna say, "I'm reading Big Cayman's report on the Grand Wizard. The Grand Wizard is going to be the target of our next monster hunt. He has a 5 million gold bounty on his head. Which is a crazy amount of gold. We have a lot of gold. I don't even know we have 5 million gold." Zana says, I have a bounty of 5 million gold on the Grand Wizard's head. You wouldn't double cross me, would you? I'd hate to have to kill you." I'm confused on what she's saying. I have a bounty of 5 million gold on the Grand Wizard's head. Like as if like she's the person who put out the bounty, We received the bounties from the Monster Awareness Division. Zana lives with me. She wouldn't put it in the mail for me to see and then look at. So I'm going to retry, because that doesn't really make sense. Zana looks at the report and says, I don't remember seeing a 5 million gold bounty on him. There's a smaller one for 200,000. I'm just going to show Zana the Monster Wanted poster that clearly lists Big Cayman's bounty as being worth 5 million gold. Oh wait, not Big Cayman's bounty. Oh dang, hold on. I'm gonna have to revert that. I said the last thing. Go back. Edit that. When you say Big Cayman's bounty, she's about to go kill Big Cayman. Okay. Grand Wizard's bounty. There we go. And now send that. Because I messed that up before. And then hit retry. So it'll actually like load a thing from it. Like a response. Zana says, that explains it. Zana says, I guess they didn't update the wanted posters yet. Like, I imagine she had just looked at an older wanted poster. Okay, so now I'm going to read the section of the report titled Powers. So we need magical gold weapons. The Grand Wizard has many magical powers, some of which we are still discovering. The Grand Wizard can create portals to other dimensions. One example is the ability to teleport. The Grand Wizard can learn new spells instantaneously simply by reading a new spell book. So he doesn't have to practice his spells. So we're facing off a guy who can essentially do anything, but we know for a fact that he can teleport and create portals to other dimensions. We'll definitely want to use Bastion armor against him, because Bastion armor prevents you from being teleported against your own will, at least for 1 hour. So that'll be helpful. And we're definitely going to want to use the Dragon Bone Manacles, because they essentially prevent the wearer from doing anything magical. So the plan is going to be to put Dragon Bone Manacles on the Grand Wizard, completely depowering him while wearing Bastion armor. We don't even need new equipment to really face off against the Grand Wizard. So that's good. So I'm going to gather the Monster Hunter Guild, gather every member of the Monster Hunter Guild to train against an illusion of the Grand Wizard created by Eliza. Let's go. Let's do it. Eliza casts a spell, and an illusion of the Grand Wizard rises out of the ground. You, Zana, Cayman's wife, Cayman's son, Eliza, and the rest of the Monster Hunter Guild train against the powerful illusion. I'm gonna get rid of that last line because that's not like an accurate list of the entire Monster Hunter Guild. So I'm just gonna leave the part where the illusion rises out of the ground. Okay, cool. I'm going to instruct everyone to wear Bastion armor. Well, I guess I can just tell Eliza to equip everyone with illusions of Bastion armor and to give everyone illusions of Dragon Bone Manacles to use for today's training. Because that's what we really need. Eliza casts the illusions. Zana says, we're ready. Eliza raises her hand, and an axe made of ice appears in it. Eliza swings the axe at you. You dodge out of the way. Well, Eliza's not actually supposed to be, fighting us right now. we're supposed to be fighting the Grand Wizard. So I'm going to get rid of the part where Eliza suddenly, like, swings on us. Okay. So I'm going to, I guess what I'm thinking about, the Grand Wizard is a wild card until we can get the Dragon Bone Manacles onto him. I'm curious if we can teleport the Dragon Bone Manacles onto the enemy. I don't think we can, though, because the Dragon Ball Manacles, like, negate magical stuff. So I'm not sure if you can use magic on the Manacles. So I'm going to command the Destroyer to tackle the illusion of the Grand Wizard. I guess instead of tackle, I'm going to command him to pin down the illusion of the Grand Wizard. Because if we can pin down the Grand Wizard, we can just try and put the manacles on him, and there's not much he can do after that. The manacles kind of are like a we beat you thing. Let's see. So now I need to update the story summary. You and your fellow Monster Hunter Guild members are battling an illusion of the Grand Wizard in order to train for your next monster hunt. The Destroyer readies its gauntlet. The Destroyer runs forward and slams its fist into the illusion of the Grand Wizard's head. It's interesting how it combined the words. The gauntlet goes right through the illusion and hits your own. I'm going to retry. It keeps doing that sometimes, where it'll act like the illusion is just like this non-material thing. That defeats the purpose of the training. Like, clearly we have to be able to hit it. So here's the retry. The Destroyer charges at the illusion. The Destroyer pins down the illusion of the Grand Wizard, but instead of hands, it has two large drills. The drills go into the ground, and suddenly water bursts out, throwing off the Destroyer and knocking everyone else backwards. Everyone manages to get up. Oh, that's interesting. So the Destroyer tried to pin down the Grand Wizard with drills, but when he drilled into the ground, it kind of caused, like, a water, like, geyser or something. Like, he hit, like, groundwater or something. So then water, like, flooded out from where he did it. That's kind of interesting. I like that. I'm going to change it from where it says Grand Wizard to Grand Wizard. But other than that, everything else is fine. It's like an unexpected, like, oh snap, I guess that is something to be aware of thing. Okay, so I'm going to use hydrokinesis in order to shape the water around the Grand Wizard. Trapping him inside. Well, I guess I don't have... Well, I guess trapping him inside is fine to say. But I want to go back. Use hydrokinesis in order to shape the water around the illusion of the Grand Wizard. There we go. You use your powers to help contain the water around the Grand Wizard. However, this was just what the Grand Wizard wanted. The water suddenly freezes. Everyone is now trapped inside ice cube trays. The Grand Wizard laughs. So, here's what I'm going to do. Everyone is now trapped inside of blocks of ice instead of inside of ice cube trays. Okay, so now, well, I guess I need to do one more thing. The illusion of the Grand Wizard. Specify that we're fighting an illusion just to make sure that nothing weird is going on. And then change it to where it's like, that's just what the illusion of the Grand Wizard wanted. and then specify that the illusion of the Grand Wizard laughs. Okay, cool. So I'm going to use element type shifting to melt the ice and free everyone. Well, I guess to melt the ice blocks that have trapped everyone. Yeah, you have to be really careful fighting the Grand Wizard, because his powers are literally like, I can essentially do whatever I want. You melt the ice block, but unfortunately you melt yourself in the process. Eliza tells you that if you hadn't melted everyone else, you would have been fine. You lie on the ground not moving. That if you hadn't melted everyone else, you would have been fine. So I like melt. I mean, I can fix that. Use element type shifting to restore yourself back to normal. Like, it doesn't sound like a big thing. Sometimes when I do the element type shifting thing, I turn into the element. Eliza tells you that if you hadn't melted everyone else, you would have been fine. You lie on the ground not moving. Eliza casts a stronger healing spell on you. You are fully restored back to normal. So it doesn't need to repeat the last two things. It essentially is like you trying to melt the ice with the element type shifting wasn't a good idea. You ended up becoming like, I guess, water or something. I don't fully understand what happened, but I kind of get what happened. I get that what I wanted to do didn't fully work the way that I thought it would. Okay. So I'm going to create hydrokinetic clones to swarm the illusion of the Grand Wizard. If he's surrounded by water clones, I think that would be like a good distraction. You try to make clones of yourself to swarm the illusion of the Grand Wizard. The illusions are fooled, but unfortunately you can't maintain the spell for long. The illusions disappear as you pass out. Eliza casts a healing spell on you. You are fully restored back to normal. It seems like I'm not running at full capacity. Also, I'm going to change it from the illusions to the illusion is fooled. Unfortunately, I can't maintain the spell for long. And then it said the illusions disappear. I think it meant to say the clones disappear as I pass out. So then Eliza restored me. I don't seem like I'm actually at like 100% right now. So I'm going to command Lucy to use telekinesis to restrain the illusion of the Grand Wizard with dragon bone manacles. Which might just be the best option. Like, that's probably what I should have started with, was that. You order Lucy to restrain the illusion of the Grand Wizard with the manacles. The Grand Wizard's illusion disappears, and you find yourself holding the manacles. You have trapped the Grand Wizard. So, I don't know, that last part's weird. It's not the last part that's weird, it's the part in the middle. It's like you order Lucy to restrain the illusion of the Grand Wizard with the manacles. Then I can just get rid of the part in the middle where it's like the illusion disappears, and it's like you have trapped the Grand Wizard. Or at the very least, you have trapped the illusion of the Grand Wizard. And I'm going to say, awesome. When we do fight the real Grand Wizard, I'll just ask Lucy to do that at the beginning. Like that, I'll just like immediately just go for that. Because that's probably the safest bet. And if it doesn't work, we'll improvise. Lucy deserves all the credit for this victory, you think. Lucy laughs. Lucy says, well done. You got yourself a trophy. You got yourself a trophy. I'm going to get rid of those last two lines that say you got yourself a trophy. That's clearly the game repeating itself. So now, I would say that we are getting ready to go hunt the Grand Wizard. For real this time. So I'm going to command your fellow members of the Monster Hunter Guild to follow you onto Big Cayman's boat. Let's set off. Let's do this right now. We gotta go. You need to capture Big Cayman and the rest of his pirates. You are careful to step on wooden planks. You tell your team to hold on to each other's hands so you don't get separated. Nope, Big Cayman's not a pirate. He's just one of the members of the Monster Hunter Guild. You join the other members of the guild on Big Cayman's boat. Big Cayman joins you as well. You wonder where you should go. You all end up going to a bar. You buy everyone drinks. The next day. Nope. So I'm going to cut out everything that came after Big Cayman joins you as well. I'm going to make sure that everyone is equipped with Bastion armor and has dragon bone manacles with them. Because we need to make sure that we have both. I don't want anyone getting teleported into a volcano. You make sure that you are all equipped with the best armor and weapons available. You also make sure that everyone has a pair of dragon bone manacles. You do a head count. You're missing someone. And check to see who is missing. It says we're only missing one person. You are missing 2 skin. What? You go back to the guild. There you meet Lucy and the rest of the group in the conference room. Hold up, that doesn't make any sense. If everybody's on the boat, right, except for one person, there can't be anybody left. You do a head count. The creepy girl who was watching you, Faye, is missing. Faye. Right? There isn't a Faye on the guild. You need to decide whether to stay together or split up to find her. As the guild's chief of security, you know that splitting up is generally something you try to avoid. Who the fuck is Faye? Name a real person who's on the guild. You find that Eliza is missing. You go to her house and see that the door is ajar. You open the door fully and enter her home. You smell something rotten. This way, coming from the bedroom. Interesting. So I'm going to change the you get to her house and go say you go to her room at the inn, because we all live in the inn, and see that the door is ajar. You open the door fully to enter her room, not her home. Let's see. Sure. Excuse me. So I'm going, I'm just going to look for Eliza. You find Eliza on the floor of her bedroom. She has been dead for several days. A black liquid has come out of her ears, nose, and mouth, and has started to rot her flesh. Her face is unrecognizable. Rotten flesh hangs off her bones. If Eliza's been dead for several days, then that implies that the person who we were training with has similar abilities to Eliza, but isn't the real Eliza. Which means that the Eliza that we were training with could be an imposter. That or this rotting flesh corpse thing could also just not be the real Eliza. Okay. I'm gonna call Zana on the intercom to meet me in Eliza's room. We have like a murder mystery going on now. Zana and Jarrell run into the room. Don't know who that is. What happens, says Zana. You explain that Eliza has been dead for several days. Zana goes to touch Eliza's hands, but Jarrell stops her. Don't. I'm going to ask Jarrell who they are. Because I don't know who Jarrell is. You ask him to tell you who else was supposed to be in the guild. Jarrell fetches a small wooden box from his bag. He lifts the wooden lid of the box and shows you what is inside. The box contains several human fingers. I think it's supposed to be severed human fingers, but I get it. Let's see. So I have to update the story summary. You and your fellow Monster Hunter Guild members are getting ready to go hunt the Grand Wizard. You've discovered that Eliza has been dead for days. And you're investigating her death. And you were investigating, sure. That's fine. Has been dead for days, and you were investigating. So I'm gonna retry, because I didn't ask who was in the guild. You asked Jarrell who the figures are. They're specters. What? No. I want to ask Jarrell who they are. Who is he? As you're about to ask Jarrell who he is, Zana gets her answer first. Eliza was having an affair with Jarrell. You were surprised. You didn't know that Jarrell and Eliza were seeing each other. What? Okay. Jarrell. Who are you? I want to know who he is. You're about to ask Jarrell who he is when Zana comes in and answers the question for you. Eliza was having an affair with Jarrell. You are again surprised. Retry? Because she's already in the room, and she already said that. It's repeating itself a lot. I'm just going to keep retrying. Jarrell says his full name is Jarrell Varsikin. Zana speaks up. Jarrell was involved in the assassination attempt on my life. What? This is confusing. When I'm asking who he is, I'm not trying to get, his full name. I'm trying to get, I guess it's whatever. So Zana's saying that Jarrell has, attempted to kill her before, but then, I guess, failed. So you're telling me that Jarrell is an assassin and that he was having an affair with Eliza. Now Eliza is dead. It sounds like Jarrell killed Eliza. Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't be the thing. Zana is confused. But I thought Jarrell was involved in the assassination attempt of me, not Eliza. I think Eliza found out about the assassination attempt and confronted him about it. He killed her and then tried to kill you. So Zana's like, this guy tried to kill me. And I'm like, well, he was having an affair with Eliza, and now Eliza's dead, so he probably killed Eliza. And then Zana's like, yeah, but he tried to kill me. Why would he be trying to kill Eliza? And I'm like, Eliza probably learned that he tried to kill you, so then he killed Eliza, and then he just tried to kill you again, or whatever. So I'm going to edit that last part where he said, and then tried to kill you, and say, tried to kill you again. So he made, multiple attempts on her life, or whatever. Okay? So now I'm just going to ask Jarrell a pretty simple question. Do you have the power to cast illusions and to heal people? Because that could be a determining factor. No, says Jarrell. Why do you ask? And then I'm going to get rid of everything that happened afterwards. I'm just going to have it say, no, says Jarrell, why do you ask? And I'm going to say, Eliza's dead body could very easily just be an illusion. We all trained with Eliza earlier today. Either that was the real Eliza, or yeah, like either that was the real Eliza or this is the real Eliza. I believe that this corpse is not actually Eliza. I highly doubt it. Yeah. I think you've finally gone mad, says Jarrell. She died of the plague. But how do you know she actually had the plague? I have my ways, says Jarrell mysteriously. Jarrell, you tried to kill my wife Zana. And you had an affair with my wife Eliza. I already have more than enough reason to kill you. I think Eliza created an illusion of her own corpse to spur an investigation so that we could essentially kill you. You're accusing me of being the victim, says Jarrell? What? No. I'm saying I'm going to kill you now. Like that. I'm just being very clear. Like, let's see. I have no idea what you're talking about, says Jarrell. Why would I try to kill you? We've never even met before. We've never met before, but you did try to kill my wife while we were dating. Retry. I don't know. I didn't like that response. So the rumors are true, says Jarrell. You are in love with your wife. What is that? I don't care about what he just said. Use hydrokinesis to behead Jarrell with a water sword. I just don't really have time to deal with Jarrell's bitch ass. Okay. You create a sword of water and stab Jarrell through the heart with it. The water quickly evaporates, and Jarrell falls to the ground dead. Good, says Zana. I'm glad that the little monster is dead now. So am I. Okay. So now I'm going to say, let's look for the real Eliza and then regroup with everyone on Big Cayman's boat. Yeah. If he didn't have any special powers or whatever, then he couldn't have like replaced Eliza. You and Zana look for the real Eliza. You and Zana search through the village, but don't find her. I have an idea, says Zana. I'll cast a spell to see where people are dying of the plague. Zana cast a spell, and a purple light glows from her body. I'll cast a spell to see where people are dying of the plague. Say, I don't think Eliza died of the plague. I think the corpse we saw was an illusion of Eliza. Cast a locator spell to find the real Eliza. Good idea, says Zana. Zana casts a locator spell, and a small compass appears in her hand. The compass needle spins, and Zana nods in the direction of the goblin's camp. Okay, cool. Search for Eliza at the goblin camp. I'll say, like, you and Zana search for Eliza at the goblin camp. You and Zana sneak into the goblin camp. The goblins are all fast asleep. You find a note in Big Kama's tent. It reads, "You've got a big mouth. I know you're looking for a girl who came through here." Big Kama wouldn't have a tent in the goblin camp. So I'm going to backspace out all that. Okay. You and Zana continue searching for Eliza in the goblin camp using Zana's locator spell. Once we rescue Eliza, we can make sense of everything. You and Zana search the camp and eventually find Eliza tied to a pole. Zana unties her as you stand watch for any approaching goblins. Suddenly, a large goblin wakes up and notices you. "Intruder," he shouts, drawing his blade. Okay, cool. You and Zana are rescuing Eliza from a goblin camp. Well, let's see. I'm just gonna ask Zana. Ah, crap. I probably have Bastion armor on. We probably can't teleport out. Use hydrokinesis to summon a massive water dragon to kill off all the goblins. You summon a massive water dragon made of seawater. The water dragon bursts from the ocean and flies towards the goblin camp, killing goblins with his claws and smashing them against trees with his tails. You summon elemental fists to tear through the camp, killing all the goblins as they sleep. Okay, cool. So we don't have to worry about that. Eliza. We found an illusion of your corpse in your room. Did you create that illusion when the goblins kidnapped you so that we'd know to go look for you? Yeah, says Eliza. I knew I had to be somewhere, and someone kidnapped me. It was awful. You don't need to worry about it anymore, sweetie, says Zana. We found you, and we'll get you home. Fair. Also, I'm going to say, Eliza, I know about your affair with, what's his name again? Jarrell. I initially thought that he had killed you. Since he had attempted to kill Zana, and he had been involved in an affair with you, I killed Jarl. Yeah, so I'm just gonna let her know, like, straight up, Jarl's like hella dead. I killed the fuck out of Jarl. What, says Eliza, stepping backwards? You killed Jarl. Why would you do that? I don't want his blood on my hands. He had been trying to kill Zana. He had been involved in an affair with you behind, I guess, my back. Or I guess our backs, I guess. Not our back, just my back. I think I was the only one who didn't know. On my back. So, yeah, I'm gonna fucking, yeah, well, it's not I'm going to. He just is dead. But yeah. Um, yep, nope. Yeah. Because I'm trying to figure out what do you say next. Comfort Eliza and let her know that everything will be okay. We'll get through this, you say. It's been a crazy couple of days, but everything will be alright. We'll catch the goblins that killed Zana. No goblins have killed Zana. Retry that. Eliza bursts into tears and hugs you. Thank you, Haran. I knew you'd save me. My name's Jet Starlight, so I'm about to go in here. And just put in my real name. Okay. So I'm going to command Eliza and Zana to follow me back to Big Cayman's boat to regroup with the rest of the Monster Hunter Guild. The rest of our fellow Monster Hunter Guild members. Eliza happily complies. Zana complies reluctantly. You, Eliza, and Zana board Big Cayman's boat. After a minute or two, Big Cayman gets off the boat, leaving you in charge of it. Let's see. Command Big Cayman to get back on the boat and to sail the boat to, it's like the Kingdom of Camriel, I believe, is the kingdom the Grand Wizard controls. Whatever. Where is it? Okay, where's the golden crown? Kingdom of Casmire. Yeah. So the Kingdom of Casmire. Let's see. You and your fellow members of the Monster Hunter Guild are sailing to the Kingdom of Casmire to hunt down the Grand Wizard. Excuse me. Big Cayman complies. He shouts to the rest of the guild members to get on board. As Big Cayman sails the ship, you notice Zana laughing and chattering at Eliza. They seem to be getting on very well. A pleasant sight. Okay. I guess I'm going to chat with Zana and Eliza. As the ship... I mean, yeah. Just chat with Zana and Eliza during the trip to the Kingdom of Casmire. Or Casmire. I guess it would be Casmire, not Casimir. Sigh. I wish we had never gone on this mission. It's been an emotional roller coaster for me, says Zana. Giggle. Oh, stop being so upset. It's all over now anyways, says Eliza. Whoop. Don't worry, Zana. Eliza is now safely with us. The assassin that tried to kill you is dead. Now, our main goal is to slay the Grand Wizard. How are we going to do that? He has an entire army, says Zana. We're monster hunters. We'll think of something. I guess you're right, says Zana. Big Kamet arrives in the kingdom of Casmire. Okay, cool. So go back to do. Command your fellow monster hunter guild members to follow you to the location. Well, I guess I have to command Zana first to cast a locator spell to track down the location, or I guess the exact location of the Grand Wizard. It is true. The Grand Wizard does command like this entire kingdom. But we've fought people before who command like entire regions, but then we don't fight their armies. Zana complies and casts a locator spell. The Grand Wizard is located at the city of Ozzy, which is currently occupied by the Comedian Order, says Zana, pointing to a dot on the map. Okay, so I'm going to lead your fellow members of the Monster Hunter Guild to the city of Ozzy. It's interesting that Ozzy is also a city. Big Kamet rows your team to the kingdom of Ozzy. The kingdom is currently under attack by the Comedian Order, who are trying to massacre all Christians in the area. Zana rows towards Ozzy while you climb the rope ladder to reach the kingdom. I'm confused, I guess. Like, it's the city of Ozzy, not the kingdom of Ozzy. So just change all the parts where it says kingdom to city. Change the part where it says Zana rows to like Big Kamet rows. Let's see. City of Ozzy. Whoa. The hard accidental zoom in. Let's see, instead of rows, sails. It became sails. And then the city by the Comedian Order. Woo! Stop with that zoom in. Let's see. And it says to reach the kingdom, to reach the dock. Yeah, to reach the docks or whatever. There's like a rope ladder that you get in from the boat to get onto the docks or something. I mean, it's a high dock, I guess. We can use the distraction of the Comedian Order attack to our advantage. While the Grand Wizard's forces are occupied fighting the Comedian Order, we can take on the Grand Wizard. Yeah, that's just accurate. Like, if they weren't here attacking the city, we would essentially be, like, in a lot more hot water. That's a good idea, says Zana. Sigh. I don't want to distract the comedians from killing the Christians, though, says Big Cayman. Sigh. Neither do I, but we need to kill the Grand Wizard. That takes priority. But I don't want to distract the comedians from killing the Christians, though. It's such a weird and dark thing for Big Cayman to say. I'm gonna get rid of the line where I, like, agree with Big Cayman. Because I'm not gonna agree with Big Cayman. That's kind of fucked up. But I don't really care that much, because if I did care, I'd be stopping the comedians. But instead, I'm just using it as an opportunity for us to easily kill the Grand Wizard. Okay. So, I command Zana to lead us to the Grand Wizard. To lead the team to the Grand Wizard. We have a plan. I'm not sure how well it's going to work. You lead your companions to the dungeons of Ozzy. There you find one of the Grand Wizard's guards, whispering. Zana, kill that guard so he doesn't raise the alarm, you say. Okay, says Zana. Let's see. So I have to update the story summary. You and your fellow members of the Monster Hunter Guild are in the Kingdom of Kazmir, hunting down the Grand Wizard. Okay. Watch as Zana kills the guard. I want to see what she does. She could kind of do whatever she wanted. Zana runs up to the guard. He turns around at the last second. Watch out, he shouts, just as Zana stabs him through the neck with her dagger. She pulls it out as he gurgles his last breaths. I like how he turns around at the last second and yells, "Watch out!" Like, who is he warning? I guess he's trying to warn the other guards with the shout. Okay. Command Zana to continue leading the way to the Grand Wizard. We need to get to the Grand Wizard before we can kill him. You and your companions continue to follow Zana through the dungeon. Soon you find another guard. You hold up your hand to tell Zana to stop. Whispering, "Zana, kill that guard," you say. Okay, Zana says. Watch as Zana kills another guard. We could use Eliza to cloak us, since we're sneaking. Zana sneaks up behind the guard. She grabs him and puts her dagger to his throat, whispering, "Let's start a conversation," says Zana. "What do you want to talk about?" says the guard. Sigh. Not you. What? Command Zana to finish off the guard. Yeah, like we just stop trying to talk. Just whatever's going on, just kill the guard. It's whatever. Just finish him. Zana ruthlessly slits the guard's throat, and she falls to the floor. Blood trickles down her neck. Sigh. One more to go, she says. That was bloody. I didn't like that, says Big Cayman. Okay. Command Eliza to use her illusion magic to cloak the team. We need to be able to sneak through here. We need to cloak, you say. I think we need to kill every guard in this place, says Eliza. If we cloak ourselves... Well, sorry. Eliza, if you cloak us, we could sneak past all the guards and then face off against the Great Wizard. Sorry, the Grand Wizard. I want to kill every guard in this place, says Eliza. Sigh. Very well, Big Camid, you say. You begin to make your way past the guards. The first guard stands in front of a metal door. So we really do have to fight our way through. We can't just, like, get through. Also, I guess I'm going to say very well, Eliza. If we're given, like, no fucks and we're just going to run through, then I have an idea. Command the destroyer to kill every guard in your path. Just have the robot do it. The robot will kill all the guards. Zana can lead the way. The destroyer charges forward and knocks the guard into the wall. It stabs the guard repeatedly with his dagger and the guard dies. You continue to make your way through the dungeon. Soon you are faced with 10 guards. The Grand Wizard needs us, yells the guards. Okay, so easy game. The destroyer can take down these guards on its own. Everyone else continue to follow Zana to the Grand Wizard. Sigh. Yes, my love, says Zana. The destroyer begins to charge past the guards. Whispering to the other adventurers, stay back, you say. The destroyer advances on the guards. I'm not going to whisper stay back. Not at all. Okay. You and the team continue to follow Zana to the location of the Grand Wizard. The dungeon is nothing but darkness and misery. You walk in darkness, and Big Camid lights the way with a torch. The sound of screaming sinners and crying infants can be heard. Soon you hear the voice of the Grand Wizard. He is speaking to someone. Okay. We don't have any good reconnaissance-based stuff. Like a way for us to see who he's talking to without just going in. Excuse me. I'm going to send in a hydrokinetic clone to try and restrain the Grand Wizard using dragon bone manacles. I guess I'm going to send in... I can't send in too many. If I send in too many, I'll get tired. That's what happened during the training exercise. I'll send one. If the one clone gets taken down, then we have, like, all the niggas outside. But one clone sounds low risk. Even if you kill me, you'll never stop the League from taking this country and freeing it of sin, yells the Grand Wizard. We'll see about that, you say. You send in a hydrokinetic clone to restrain the Grand Wizard. Okay. Command your fellow Monster Hunter Guild members to help the clone restrain the Grand Wizard. You command the other members of the Monster Hunter Guild to help restrain the Grand Wizard. Yes, Master, they say in unison. Before you know it, the Grand Wizard's body is being bound by dragon bone manacles. Okay. Check to see who the Grand Wizard was talking to. before you entered the room. It seems like if you fight someone who's just based off of like magic, it just seems like you can just put dragon bone manacles on them. Like fighting a wizard who could potentially do anything doesn't mean anything. Because of the fact that you can just restrain him and that's it. Unless he's able to stop you from restraining him, there's no way. And there's so many of us, we just kind of could gank him. And he couldn't teleport us away, which was one of the main powers we knew that he had, because we have the Bastion armor. So I imagine, even though it seems like we just swarmed him and just like put the manacles on, I think it's more than that. It's like he probably tried to teleport us all somewhere else and he just couldn't. Because that sounds like that's like what his main power is. Hunter Guild have captured the Grand Wizard and are getting ready to claim his bounty. Excuse me. You see a young woman. She must be a new initiate for the League, you think. Hello, you say. Gasp. You're... And then I'm just gonna say, it doesn't matter who I am. Just shut up. And don't move. Yeah, like, I just want her to not fuck up what's currently happening. I'm not afraid to kill her. Yeah, the woman complies. You take a closer look at the young woman. She has fiery red hair, fair skin, and freckles across the bridge of her nose. You've never seen someone with such a particular trait. I don't care. So here's what we're gonna do. Command your fellow Monster Hunter Guild members to grab the Grand Wizard and follow you back to Big Kamed's boat. We're just gonna make or break for it. Yes, master, they say in unison. You lead your fellows out of the room. You hear the woman behind you. What's your name, she asks. I'm Zana, you say. Zana Moon. I'm Lucy. They need to stop with these people who have like the same name as other names. For one, I'm not Zana. And I'm not gonna fucking answer. I'm gonna say, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Shut up. I'm actually not trying to get to know whoever this woman is. Okay, so I'm gonna continue to lead your fellow. Yeah, just copy what you said before. Yeah, your fellow Monster Hunter Guild members. The Big Kamed's boat. The Grand Wizard is helpless. You grab him by the arm and carry him out of the study and throw him onto the floor of Big Kamed's boat. Take us back to your guild, you command Big Kamed. Big Kamed complies. I'm gonna say, take us back to the Monster Awareness Division so that we can claim the Grand Wizard's bounty. I'm going to check to see if the Grand Wizard has any spell books with him. If so, I want to claim them. I'm going to, like, take those spell books from him. You grab the Grand Wizard by his long white beard. What are you doing to me, you monster, he says. You take out a rope and tie him to a pole that sticks out of Big Cayman's boat. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do, but that's fine. Check to see if the Grand Wizard, just copy and paste it. Has any spell books, I'm going to say, like, under his robes. I want to make sure that I get any spell books he has. You begin to lift up the Grand Wizard's robes. What are you doing, monster? The helpless man cries out. You continue searching for a spell book. You find one and take it out of his robes. Let's see. You check to... I guess you read the title of the spell book. I just want to know what the title of the book is first. The title of the spell book is Mendelssohn, A Treatise on Fire, a book of fire spells. You know that Big Cayman has given these books to many aspiring young wizards who have joined the Grand Wizard. That last line I'm going to get rid of because that doesn't make any sense. Or maybe I should just change the part that says Big Cayman to, you know that the Grand Wizard has given these books to many young aspiring wizards who have joined him, because that would make a lot more sense. The story summary doesn't really need much updating, because we're still on our way to just claim the bounty on the Grand Wizard. So you know that the Grand Wizard has given these books to many aspiring young wizards who have joined him. Cool. So I'm going to study the spellbook while waiting to arrive at the Monster Awareness Division. You look through the spellbook. It contains a lot of powerful spells, and you decide that you will learn how to master one or two of the spells in this book during your mission. While you study, you reach the headquarters of the Monster Awareness Association. Stop boat. I'm going to get rid of stop boat. Stop boat is this is odd. This is very simple language. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Take the Grand Wizard into the Monster Awareness Division and claim the 5 million gold bounty. So we got some fire spells, which is good. The Grand Wizard is dragged to the headquarters of the Monster Awareness Division. Zana and Big Cayman hold him down in an interrogation chair as you question him. What's the location of the Temple of Azor, you ask him. The Grand Wizard does not answer. So I'm going to retry that. Or at the very least alter. Because we're not interrogating him about the Temple of Azor. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know why I would ask them that. I just want the bounty. I don't know anything about the Temple of Azor. Okay. So, I'm going to claim the 5 million gold bounty that is on the Grand Wizard's head. Well, I guess, yeah, just claim the 5 million gold bounty for capturing the Grand Wizard. We didn't try to go for the gold weapons route. It seemed like attacking him for the most part was just out of the question. So just putting the, restraints on directly and skipping all the other stuff made the most sense. You claim your 5 million gold bounty. You now have 10 million gold, a massive fortune for a farmer like you. I'm not a farmer. You'll be able to afford the finest things in life. You also receive a rank increase. So I'm going to change it to like a massive fortune for a hunter like you. So I already had 5 million gold, so now I have 10 million gold. I'm going to split the 5 million gold bounty among the members of the Monster Hunter Guild. Like, I'm gonna make sure that everyone gets like some of the money. You split up the gold among everyone in the Monster Hunters Guild and become a minor celebrity. You've never felt so loved or so rich. Okay, ballin'. So we beat the Grand Wizard, and we got his spellbook. I'm going to command everyone in the Monster Hunter Guild study and master all of the spells in the spellbook. We're all just going to know fire spells. We're all just going to be fire wizards. There's no reason not to. We have the book. You tell everyone in the Monster Hunter Guild to study and master all of the spells in the spellbook. Many seem excited by this idea, though some seem less enthusiastic. Don't worry. We will all learn together. I, too, will be studying the spellbook. Oh, studying the spellbook is what I meant to say. Once we've all mastered these spells, we'll all be capable of fire magic. I'd say of capable of casting powerful fire magic spells. Once we've all mastered these spells, we'll all be capable of casting powerful fire magic spells. So it's just repeating. It just repeated me twice. So I have to update the story summary. You and your fellow members of the Monster Hunter Guild are getting ready to study and master fire magic. So I'm going to retry because it started like repeating itself. You convince everyone to study and master the spells in the spellbook. You've never felt so loved or so powerful as when everyone in the guild is casting fire magic like you can. A year passes, and you perfect your understanding of the magic within the book. Cool. So yeah, we've all just mastered fire magic now. So now I'm going to ask Zana if she would like to rest together in your room and talk. I guess cuddle together in your room and talk before bed. You ask Zana if she wants to cuddle together in your room and talk before bed. Your relationship with Zana is a loving one. You often tell her you love her and cuddle together on a regular basis. Okay? Continue, I guess. Zana never replied to the question. Worst case scenario, we revert if it goes in a really crazy route. Excuse me. Zana feels the same way towards you. You both undress and climb under the covers. Zana smiles at you and puts her arms around you. She snuggles up to you, closes her eyes, and falls asleep. You fall asleep soon afterwards. Okay, cool. That's pretty much what I wanted, just to be able to like end the episode, because I always like to start the episode with waking up and end the episode with going to bed. So there you have it. That's episode 14 of Jet, Starlight, and Zana, Fairy Monster Hunters. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding, 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 ring that notification bell to be notified whenever we do these videos. If you guys would like to check out the entire series so far, feel free to click on the series playlist in the description box below or on the end card. Also, if you guys would like to discuss the series together, feel free to do so in the comment section below or on our Discord. I'll have a link to the Discord in the description box below. And if you guys would like to read the story in full on the AI Dungeon website, feel free to do so by clicking on the link in the description. Thank you all once again. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, logging out. Peace, guys. Chicka-dick-gowa.